One of my overarching goals in life, my mission, the reason I create content like this is I want to help as many entrepreneurs maximize their return on life as possible. If you're listening to this, there's a high probability you are one of those people. And the reason you're my people, the reason I love entrepreneurs and I'm so committed to helping is I believe you are an agent of change, a catalyst of growth. I think you business owners are the people who are progressing society and moving it towards a better future every day by going and creating and innovating and delivering value to the world. I think entrepreneurs don't get nearly enough credit for given how hard what they do is. Now, a lot of people, they'll get into entrepreneurship in the beginning because they want to make money. And I talk a lot about how building a business is one of the best ways to make money. You know, build a business, invest in real estate. That's to make money through your business, get cash flow, and then deliver it or invest it through real estate or different asset classes, right? We talk a lot about this through the lens of making money. And that was the big goal for me in the beginning. When I first got into business, it was I needed to make money. I was living in the back of a van. Things weren't going well for me. I didn't have anything to show for my efforts. I was 28 years old and not in a good place in life. And so I needed to make money, and that was the vehicle for me was business. And it wasn't until many years later that I started to develop more of a goal, more of a vision for my life beyond just the finances. That, you know, if you look at it through Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we first need to have our basic needs met, right? We need to have our shelter, our food, and our safety, those things, before we can move up the ladder to like self-actualization. And so depending on where you are on your journey right now, you might be starting a business because you need to first fill up your cup. And from your overflowing cup, you can fill the cup of others, right? And business is a great way to do that. And I hope that we can help you get to that place where you're financially secure, right? It's first financial freedom, then financial security, financial security, then financial freedom, and then financial abundance, right? And if that's where you are, great. Where I'm at is slightly different these days. I'm not focused just on the money and on the finances side. And this shifted in the last 4, 5, 6 years where, you know, I kind of won the money game in an objective sense. Now my goal isn't just about my goal has never been to be a billionaire. Like that's some people are like, I want to build $1 billion company and all that. And that's not really my goal. My goal is something a little bit different. My goal is to become a whole life billionaire. And maybe for you, you don't have ambitions of being a whole life billionaire. Maybe you have ambitions of just being a whole life millionaire. Let's start there. So what is this concept? For me, it's recognizing that money is not the only metric in life that matters. It's the one that we use to measure status and the worth of people, right? Our net worth we use as a proxy for our self-worth, because money and numbers on a screen are easy to count. It's easy to say, who has the most money? Do I have more money today than I did yesterday? Do I have more money than that guy over across the street, right? So that's why we play that money game. But beyond a certain point, the utility of money starts to drop off precipitously. And if you keep playing the money game for the sake of getting ahead or having the highest score, it becomes very hollow, very meaningless. And so that's just one category of becoming a whole life millionaire, is you need to be a financial millionaire, right? You need to win that money game. But there's other avenues, other areas of our life that I like to think of as just as important. And this idea of the whole life millionaire or the whole life billionaire is that there are 4 areas in particular that we want to make daily deposits into, that there's a bank account over there. And if we could somehow measure the numbers that are going into it, our goal would be to build each one of these accounts to $1 million or to $1 billion. Those 4 accounts for me are health, wealth, mindset, and relationships. Those are the 4 bank vaults that constitute a whole life millionaire, a whole life billionaire. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of, how to become an actual financial millionaire. We talk about that a lot on this channel. So I want to talk about the other 3, the mindset, the health, and the relationships. Each one of these in and of itself is critically important because your mindset is the lens through which you see the world. And you are going to you are experiencing the entirety of the universe right now. Your entire human experience is occurring inside of your own brain, inside of your own mind. And how you interpret the stimuli that's coming into you is going to dictate the quality of your existence in so many ways. And so our journey as a whole life millionaire or billionaire starts with our mindset. Then it moves into our physical well-being, our health. And if your mindset is the lens through which you see the world, it's the windshield, then your health is the vehicle, it's the car that you're in. And how well you take care of that vehicle dictates how far and how fast you can go through life. And truly, it took me a long time to really to understand this. I turned 40 in 2 days. And so I'm becoming an old man now, but I feel better right now than I have felt in years. I feel great at 40 in a way that I never thought that I would when I was younger. I just assumed 40 was like over the hill and down from here, right? And I think that was because so many of the people that I saw as a child or in my younger years looking up to at 40, they seemed so old and tired. They hadn't taken care of themselves physically. And so they had aged so much further beyond their years than what the numbers would indicate. And if you want to go far in life, and if you want to live a great existence abundantly with energy and with drive and passion, you have to take care of your physical body. It really is the table upon which everything else rests. You take away the legs of that table, you compromise them, it falls over, everything else falls over too. Your wealth, your business, your relationships with your friends, your family, none of it matters if you don't have your health. And so those first two pillars, the mindset and the health, are so important. They have nothing to do with anybody else, right? It has everything to do with first taking care of yourself and getting yourself squared away so that the cup in which we're pouring everything can overflow. So those are the first two. Then we have the wealth, obviously. That one's the easiest one. Truthfully, like winning the money game is the easiest one. There's a science to it. Whereas the other ones, there is so much of an art to the mindset game, to the physical health game. And to the fourth quadrant, which is our relationship bank, man, that one is all art. There is no science. Like the relationship bank and becoming a relationship millionaire is potentially the hardest one that I've struggled with, because I'm a little bit autistic and there isn't just a strict formula. I've studied psychology my entire life. I have multiple degrees in it, and I'm a very good marketer because I understand human dynamics. But then interpersonal relationships, one-on-one, I struggle with still. Like, I don't know. Jamie, my partner, has been a great boon for me in that way because she's very empathetic, very intuitive, and very clued in to what other people are feeling. And it's helped me expand the range of language that I have for describing my own emotional experience through this thing called life. But those are the four pillars. We have our mindset, our health, our wealth, and our relationships. And above this, our abilities to make deposits into any one of those three or into one of those four accounts is predicated on one of three things: our beliefs, our habits, and our skills. And I just want to take a little detour here for a second and talk about these. Your beliefs dictate your thoughts, which then drive your actions, which ultimately will become your results. So it all really starts with the beliefs that you have around your mindset, the beliefs that you have around your health, your capacity to be healthy, your beliefs around how you can make money or whether money is a good thing to even pursue, your beliefs about relationships, right? I said I'm slightly autistic. That's a belief that I have. Does it serve me? No. And it's probably one that I need to work on removing, right? So our beliefs are the first part of this equation. The next thing then is our habits, or the actions that we're taking on a consistent basis, because our beliefs, they drive our actions. But I can't remember who said it, but it's one of my favorite quotes. I think it's some guy named T.E. Whitehead maybe. He said, civilization progresses based on the number of actions it can habituate or it can execute without thought. That's a really cool thought. Think about this. 200 years ago, if you wanted to get from, England to America, you had to hop on a boat, right? A lot of thought had to go into the planning, the execution, weeks and months to make the voyage, to the actual, the logistics of it. So much had to go into it. These days, I can buy a ticket online. I can go show up at the airport. I can be at that destination in just a couple of hours, right? So we've habituated so much of the activities. We've automated them in a way that doesn't take massive cognitive brain power, right? And now that cognitive bandwidth is freed up to be able to deploy against other more important things in our life, right? So that's what he's saying. Civilization progresses based on the number of activities we can do without thinking or that we can habituate. So our beliefs become our actions, and our actions become our habits. And most of our lives are nothing more than a series of habits that we execute daily, whether or not we even realize it or not. We are really just automated monkeys in an interesting way. Now, the quality of the investment that we make in our mindset, our health, our wealth, and our relationships is dictated based on our beliefs, which drive our habits or our actions. And how well we execute those habits or those actions is determined by our skills. So how skillful we are able to execute our activities. So that is why these three things: beliefs drive our habits or our actions, which is we create leverage or we execute it to a greater or worse degree based off of the degree of skill to which we are able to do the thing. So those are the three things I want you to be thinking about. What are the beliefs I have? What are the habits that I'm executing on a daily basis? And how skillfully am I executing those habits? And then you're deploying those against the four spheres of influence here: your mindset, your health, your wealth, and your relationships. And if you do that on a long enough basis, you let compounding interest work for you, you will, my friend, inevitably become a whole life millionaire, if not whole life billionaire. That is the secret sauce right there. So I hope this brings you guys a little bit of value. If you have questions or concerns or thoughts, you want to get in touch, you want to let me know that was an awesome episode or I hated that episode, I'd love to hear from you guys. Shoot me a DM, leave me a comment, shoot a review. Truly, actually, the reviews are incredibly helpful. If you could just take a moment on Spotify or iTunes or even on YouTube, just leave a quick review. Say, hey, this is the value that I've gotten out of this podcast. It's been great, or it's not been great. Here's why I listened to it. That would mean the world to me. It helps the podcast grow and expand and to reach more entrepreneurs, and helps me on this journey of trying to help as many entrepreneurs as possible to maximize their return on life. So if you would just take a moment to do that, it truly, truly would mean the world to me. Thank you. And that's going to do it for me, guys and gals. We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay hyper-focused, my friends.